you see it in my face? A demon living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live stream. We are live tonight doing question time, a chance for you to ask me any question you like about Unreal Engine, game dev, or anything you really want to ask at all. All you got to do is put your question into chat, and we'll try and grab as many questions as we can live here tonight on the show. So thank you, everyone who's joining us live. And if you don't know how it works, all you got to do is put your questions in the chat, and I'll try and grab them up. If I do miss your question, don't fret, just put it back in again, and I'll try and grab it the next time round. Okay, so we had a couple come in already, so I'm going to jump into Unreal and start answering some of these questions we see in here. So next, I saw Phoenix Gold ask this one while we're getting set up, so I'll go to that one first. Can you make a cryptex DaVinci puzzle lock? I want to use that for like a vault safe. Instead of numbers, it uses letters and spins like a dial to make a cryptic word. Yeah, okay, so with any sort of like locking mechanism or safe mechanism, a lot of it's just for show. Like a lot of it doesn't really matter too much. It's ultimately going to come down to the password being a series of values and integers almost, and then handling how you deciding how you handle that. So yeah, let's go ahead and do something like a cryptex then. So I'm going to go into a blueprint actor, and this might be something that you might want to interact with as a game, and then it will swap over to the control of this. So that's the kind of logic we're going to go with in here. And we'll just call it, yeah, cryptex, for lack of a better thing. And in here, we're going to have several elements that make this up. Pardon me. Where is it coming? There we go. Can you not hear me? Oh, no, you can hear me. That's fine. I couldn't see the little meters going off. Okay, so let's add a spring arm for the camera. That's going to be inevitably in here. Then add a camera to it. There we are. Okay, next is the actual cryptex itself. So for this, I'm going to go in modeling mode and just model some basic shapes in here. Let's do a cylinder. And we'll do, let's just do, I don't know. Let's do, yeah, keep radius at 50, but let's change that down to like 10, maybe like 20, maybe. We'll do 30. And radial size, this will be how many numbers and digits you want around the edges of it. So let's say we do 8, okay? So it's going to be like an octagon sort of shape, okay? That's going to give us this, okay? I'm just going to modify its transforms as well. So I'm going to change the pivot to be centered, like that. And I'm going to rotate it around and then bake the transform in. So now it looks something like this. I'm also going to rotate it so the X is going on the along the axis of it. That's what I want it to do. So I'm going to change that pivot there, 90 by 90 degrees. Except, oh wait, if I was in local mode, there you go, and we'll just bake that transform again, just in case. No, what happened there? Except, yeah, there you go. That's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. So you want the x-axis along the axis there. So let's put this now as part of the thing. Oh, actually, let's make the edges a bit more obvious. So whenever you do a cylinder, it's going to naturally blend the normals of the edges, so it looks smooth. I actually want it to look faceted in this. So I'm going to go to the attributes here, go to normals, and I want to go to angle weighting, and no, I forgot how it is now. Something in here to remove the normal data. Edit attributes, was it? Reset hard normals. No. Discard tangents. Reset hard normals. Then go back to attributes, normals. There is a way of doing it. We'll do a sharp angle threshold and bring that down. There we go. There we go. That'll be better. Okay, so now we've got those sharp edges on it. Okay, next up is we're going to have put this into our meshes here. So let's go into our meshes. You'll also, by the way, the numbers and things that you see around the edges of it would be part of a texture. So you need to make a texture for it. But ultimately, each angle of it is going to represent an index. Okay, so we're going here. Add a static mesh to it. And choose our mesh. So generated. There we go. And I want it going that way. I just need to turn the spring on around so it makes more sense. There we are. Okay, so let's do like a 5-word. Okay, a 5-letter word. So I need 5 of these static meshes. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this 5 times. Okay, so I've got 5 of them. And then I want to offset each one accordingly. So we've got snap to 10. Good, that's what we want. I'm going to keep that middle one in the middle. And then do that. Okay, so hopefully I think that's looking right. Yeah. Okay, so there's our our shape. And what's really handy about this is if I can always go back and I can edit the actual model itself, and it will reflect that change as well. So, for example, I may decide that I want to do some bevels around the edges here. So let me just click on. Oh, it doesn't do this, does it? I forget. Do it manually. Like that. And we'll just bevel that edge. Yeah, like that. So our cryptex now looks like... oh, did it make a new one? Hold on. Oh, no, it didn't. Why didn't that reflect? Did I not hit accept? I didn't hit accept. Got crane flyers flying around in the room at the moment. It's driving me nuts. Just do this quickly. This time hit accept will help. Like that. Accept action. Accept that. There we go. There we go. That's what we wanted. There you go. That looks a lot better. So yeah, the numbers or letters that you're going to have are completely superfluous. That's totally up to you on how you'd match the textures up. But ultimately, when you click on each one of these, you want it to rotate each dial and the value to change on each dial. So if this is 8-sided, I did do 8, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8. 8-sided. We have to do 360 divided by 8. Yeah, which is 40. Yeah, no, not 40. 45. Yeah, 45. I'm mad. It's late. 45. So every 45 degree I rotate it has to equal 1 digit in that password, essentially. Okay. So if I make a function to get current value, okay, I want this to take each of these static meshes. So each one of these, and we'll do a make array. Each one of these. Like that. And do for each. I can take the rotation of this around the x-axis. So I'm going to get relative rotation. Split this. Take the x-axis and divide that by 45. And that'll give me a value. So 0 is going to be 0. But as I rotate it around, it's going to increase by 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So we'll do that. The next thing I want to do is store this value as an int. So we're going to truncate it, which gives us an integer. And then I want to store that int as a probably as a string. Okay, so we'll do that as a string. Oh, to string. And we're going to append that onto the end, so B, onto a local variable we're going to do here. And that would be L value. We'll just do, and that will be set back to L value. So it's complete. This thing will now spit out a password based upon the rotation of each of those dials. And that password will then correspond to whatever it is you want to do. The only thing you have to do is make sure it lines up with the texture that you want it to be. Okay. Now, there are things we can do to get around that and make that even more accurate. Like, one thing you could do is you can have it so that 00000 is always the correct word. And then in here, you just rotate it randomly around. Yeah, that might be the easiest option to do. to get those letters working correctly. But yeah, we have this. Next, I want to be able to click on each of these components. Okay, so we got on clicked for each of these components like that, and I want to tell the touch component here to rotate. So we're going to do add relative rotation, and we're going to add 45 degrees on that. If you want to lerp it, you can do and make it look a bit smoother, but we're going to skip a few steps here. And you would do that for each one. Okay, so each one, add event, unclicked, and again, and again, and again. Whoops. Oh, damn it. Yep. And last one. Unclick there. Now, in order for your click events to actually fire, you need to change your controller to actually accept click events. So what we can actually do is make it so that when we go into this cryptex, we can change the player controller, or we can make our own custom player controller. It depends on what kind of game you're doing. But for sake of arguments, we'll just do on view become view target. We'll take the player controller here and we'll do set enable click events and turn that on. And we'll do set show mouse cursor. Okay. And just so to skip a step, we're just going to tell from begin play, get the player controller and set view target to self. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to line up my spring arm to line up with one of the edges here. So we're going to line it up like that by putting it as -15. -15? Minus 25, sorry. Minus 25. No. Half of 45. What's half? 22.5. Minus 22.5. There we go. Okay, so yeah, if I put the cryptex now into the scene, click on this, I can click and rotate each piece. Okay. Yeah, really cool. So what you got to do then is line up the values on the texture. So if I go onto the model here, go to modeling mode, go to UVs, we'll do UV unwrap. And in this case, I want to do a cylindrical one. We'll do project UVs to cylinder. Obviously not this way. We want to do that way. Dimensions, we'll do 100. Like that. Something like that. Yeah, so cylinder, rotation, scale, yeah, accept. And if I look at the edit UVs for this UV editor, we should see now we've got this thing, okay, this stretch of the UVs going on here. And this is going to be the ticker roll going across the top. So you want to do is just rotate that around in here to accommodate for that. So let's do that. Turn snaps on. Rotation. 45 degrees. There we are. Snap scale as well. Oh, not 1, because that would make it ridiculous. Scale 0.5. By looks of it, would be fine. Why is it being difficult? Yeah, I'll just scale that way. There you go. And we'll just put that into the thing now. This one we're going to scale down. And this one we're going to scale down. So align your things up however you want. Like that. So the main thing you're looking at is this, like this top one. We want this top one to be the letters we want. So if I go into something like Photoshop, okay. I am seeing your questions, by the way. We're almost done here, so we'll go across. We'll come across to that one in a second. Make a new file. And we'll do 256 by 256. Why not? There we go. Okay. And I want this UV editor here. So I need to snapshot that. And in texture, sure. And we'll, chuck it there. There it is. And we export that. So a little demo in how you can use the modeling tools and UV tools to sort of create your own assets nicely. We can import that into here with the place. There we go. And got to find that thing. What would I call it? Seems like there is. Okay. And all I'm looking at doing here is we're going to just put in some values up top here. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to put in L. Okay, obviously, need to get the size right. Yeah, and I'll change that to black. Okay, so we got L, and then the rest are just letters that we can just do. So M, P, A, D, R, E. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. T. Okay. And because I've got all the letters here, I can just change the spacing of it. I could do it manually and place each one, but we're going to cut some corners and hopefully just do it like this. 24. Let's try 14. No. 18. No. 16. Close. So 14's not, so 15. We'll try. Oh, so close. Let's try 15.5. There we go. Nice. Okay, so just do that, for example, and you'll export multiples of these. Okay, so if I was to duplicate this out 5 times. One more. Okay, and then we'll do one at a time. This one, we'll put A at the top, and then whatever letters you want after that. Like that. Yeah, no, I've liked doing this one because it has extra bits in it that we don't normally see. So it's kind of fun to showcase. I wonder how if I've accidentally spelt a swear word amongst this. Okay, so you have your different things here. So I'm going to export that. Boom, 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 boom. Desktop, save. Export this one. Untitled 2. Export this one. Yep. Untitled 3. Four. And finally 5. So how do we get I know we're answering a question here, but one of the things we need to make sure we are doing when we answer these questions is explaining why or how I get to this sort of mode of solving this. And it comes down to basically what was I trying to do. So if you any sort of password vault or anything like that, you have to eventually get to a sequence of numbers, essentially what you're doing. Even if they're letters, it's still ultimately an index. And as I said, everything else is dressing. So how you dress it up is totally up to you. In this case, we're dressing it up with rotating dials. This could as easily be just us spinning a dial if you wanted to as well. Down here we've got untitled. There we go. Create material. We'll create that as a parameter. Like that. Done that. And then make instances of it. Duplicate it. I'm not naming anything, I'm just trying to save time. Untitled 3. Untitled 4. And duplicate that for untitled 5. Go back to my cryptex and now give that to each one. And it should, if we've done our things correctly, not be upside down. Damn it. Okay, we'll fix that in a second. Yeah, just pick each one of these. I'm going to put this on the other screen to save myself having an aneurysm trying to do all this. Okay, so let's now just fix the upside downness of this. If I want to see this a lot easier, I'm going to apply that material there to this material. And then rather than, I'm not going to rotate it, I'm going to change the UV of it. So go back to modeling, go to the UVs, go to UV editor. Also notice it's a bit squished. We'll fix that. So it's squished because this has been scaled a little bit more than it needed to. So I'm going to turn off the snapping for a little bit and squish that back in. And then we also need to rotate it. Like that. Oh, I probably have to apply it first. Save. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so our cryptex now has all our values in it. And we should be able to spell out our password. Ah! And because it's always at the top, this is going to be 00000. Essentially. Notice it should be, because that should be the first one, but I'm guessing it might not be. So we need to double check what the value is. Let's get it's always at the top. As long as it's always at the top, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it so that every time I rotate it, I'm going to get the current value and print string the value. Or actually, I'll tell you what we'll just do for debug purposes. We'll just ticket. Save a lot of hassle. There we go. So debugging wise, we've got 0, 0, 0, 0 is that. Okay, so what's Laylee then is probably -3, -3, -3, -3. So yeah, we want to not make it negative. We want to make it positive all the time. So it's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 is the answer. So yeah, that's what that means. So it all depends on where the cut is on the UVs, I guess. So let's fix the negative part. I'm going to take this, truncate, and just put in absolute. There we go. And then on the construction script, I'm going to take each one of my things, which I'm going to take from here. And I want to randomly assign them a rotation. So I'll go to here. Set relative rotation. And we're going to split this, take the roll, multiply this by the index, and by 45 degrees. Remember, it's 8 into 360 degrees. But what actually, no, what I would do is not that bit. I want to do random integer in range. There we go. Between 0 and 7. There we go. Oh yeah, it's freaking out. It's freaking out because it's different mismatch. Let's just do this. Then trunk it. There you go. Okay, so when I hit play, actually, if I move it, you'll see it randomized the letters. Yeah. And then if I hit play. Yeah, got to go around again. Lady, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And then bang, off you go. Yeah. But that's true for all sort of combination safe sort of systems you want to do. You know, you can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things with these sort of things. You know, have a bit of fun with it. And yeah, we can decorate it as much as we want as well. We duplicate this out here. And this one I'll put here and just scale up. And set that to gold. Do we have a gold in here? No. Yeah, I'll just import the starter content. It reminds me of when I was in university, I did a safe, but it was a dial safe. Gold. Yeah, duplicate that one. One cryptex. I mean, yeah, you just keep going. You can go on for ages and do whatever fancy things you want. So hopefully you enjoyed that Phoenix Gold. It took a bit longer than I had hoped, but yeah, hopefully people have gleaned various things from that as interesting for that. Yeah. Okay, so next question. We got Cena BTT. How can I create a dash and during a dash when the character hits a wall or another object bounce off? Can I use a reflection vector? You can do. So let's say let's get rid of the cryptex now. How to make a shelf system in Market Simulator player can place product and sell shelf. Yeah, we can try and fit that in there. Yeah. Okay, so dashing. So when we dash, we're basically sending the character forwards. I'm guessing you mean a dash, not a blink, first of all. You know, which is fine. But what you want to do is ideally have an animation to handle this. If you don't, you can fake one. So if I go to my anims, characters, mannequins, anims, there you go. Do unarmed, walk. There we go. And I'll just do walk forwards. There you go. And we'll duplicate this. We're gonna fake a dash. Easy enough to do. All you got to do is go down. You want to enable root motion, which is got. And then we are going to take force root lock off. Okay, because it's using. I'm guessing they're using motion matching for this character if they've done this. But anyway, if you got it in place, you want it to add a key to it, but you want the the axis here to launch off here. It's interesting that's on there. Are they using a? They must be using a motion matching then if they've got root motion turned on for this stuff. Locomotion, cash pose, locomotion, idle, walk one. Oh no, they're using a different animation than they are. I think I am. Oh no, it's there. Okay, strange. It never used to have root motion, but it does now. We can fake one quite easily. Just go to add key for the root. And root's there. Then you very quickly zip it across the distance you want it to dash, basically. Whoop, like that. Obviously, make sure your root motion turned on. And in fact, I'll go back to this and I'll delete these frames here. So we're going to go and delete those frames. Okay, so okay, so there's our root motion dash, and I'm going to right click on it and create an anim montage for it, like so. Okay. So I need to tell my character here to do that. So let's go to the player character. Oh, wrong one. Stop. Character. And I'll just do it with the one key. And the dash is going to be a custom function we make, dash. Oops, oh, never mind. And we're going to tell our anim instance here to play the montage. So get anim instance, play montage, be our dash montage, and that's it. What we do need to know is whether or not we have finished that montage, and if so, turn off and on a dash. So when we bump into a wall, we don't teleport unless we're dashing. So I'm going to go to the variables here, is dashing. Let's sort out that caps lock issue. There we go. Set that to true. Set timer by event. Create event. Time will be that return value there. Create metro function. Stop dash. It's dashing is false. Okay, pretty standard stuff. So just to see if this is working, and everything is root motioned up and is set up correctly, and hit 1. No, it's a bit too short, but you get the gist. Okay. We can dash. Now, if we wanted to bang off the edges or something, I'm going to make the dash a bit more crazy. Like that. And let's move that way over here. Key that. There we go. Oh. easier to do. There we go. Just want to make sure I get enough distance on it so you can see it kind of doing its job. Right, there's our dash. So to bounce off a wall, you have to go into your hit event, check to see if you're dashing. Whoops. And we want to take the hit normal. And there's a reflection vector you can get from any normal you put into it. So if I put in get reflection vector, that's going to be the surface normal. No, sorry, that's a hit. No, surface normal is that one. The direction is my current movement that I was going in. Okay, it might be this impulse. I can't remember now. Impulse? I can't remember. It's one of these. You do like that, and it give you a reflection of that. And then you can launch the character in a direction, for example. Okay. Or set their rotation to that vector. Like, do set control rotation. Oh, of the player character. Oh, I don't know. What am I doing? What am I doing? Get player controller. Set control rotation. Do that. It might be the wrong one. Let's take a look. It'll just turn me to basically be whichever way the wall was bouncing me off of. No, wrong way around. Let's try that there, that there. If not, I've got it even worse. If I need to calculate the actual direction properly. Ooh. What am I looking at? Okay. Oh, no, I think I need to... Yeah, so I think the normal impulse... So hit normal is the surface normal. The direction, I think, needs to be negative that. So we have to multiply this by -1. Or I'll tell you what, just get its current rotation, get forward vector. There you go. That'll make it a lot easier. And you just get multiply -1. Oh, no. Not -1, just put in the actual direction. There you go. That'll do it. Should do. The control rotation may not be working because of the root motion, just realised. May want to... Yes, because that... and also our cameras are also rotating it. We'll do just set active rotation. Again, I don't think it'll work because of the root motion. Not entirely certain. Not something I've made before. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work because of root motion. Bum, 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 bum. I mean, if you're doing dash with root motion, you could do it with a motion warp to tell it to turn around. Or if you just want to launch the character off, I guess you could do that. Launch. Or I'll tell you what you could actually also do. We can take the mesh of the character, get the anim instance, tell it to stop the montage. Okay. Then change the rotation, and then tell it to dash again. So you just rebound, basically. See if that does it. Constantly hitting it. Not good. Maybe I have to do the set control rotation now. Set control rotation. Oh, go get a controller again. Keep forgetting. Player controller. Set control rotation to that vector there. is that not working? Let me just make sure I'm getting the right thing here. Draw a line. Draw debug line. Draw debug line. Line start will be the hit location. Line end will be the location plus this reflection vector multiplied by a length of, I don't know, 400. Put that in there. Line color will make nice and pink. Duration 100 seconds. Thickness 10. Ah! We should see these lines poking out the wall. Yeah, so they're pointing out where I should be heading to. That way. That's correct. Because I approached it from this side, so yeah, that's what's happening. I'm just hitting every wall on the level. It's just not rotating the character in good time. I think the root motion is still doing stuff. Let's do a little delay and see if that's the theory is correct there. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's not rotating the character around. Why wouldn't it do that? Bum, 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 bum. Don't know why that wouldn't do that. Let's do set actor rotation. See if it makes a difference. Yeah, no, it's not turning the character. Why not? Don't know. It's something like that. I don't know why. I mean, it would help if I weren't doing it in first person mode, because then I wouldn't have to worry about the control rotation taking over. But for some reason, but that's how you calculate like the reflection. You get the reflection factor like that. It's just it's not stopping. It should stop the animation. Let's slow it down. Let's do like 1 second, or let's do 2 seconds, or 3 even. It should rotate my character around. But it's not. That's what I'm saying. It should be set control rotation. Set control rotation. That's normally how you fix that, change the player's vision when they're moving around. Yeah, no. Unless it's not. Hang on, let's just try inverting it. Maybe try that. There you go. It should be that way. Yeah, you have to invert it. It's pointing into the wall, which you don't want. It might be something weird coming from the rotation next vector here. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, let's see if it works without a delay now. Although it just send me, I think it sent me back the way I came. I'll double check that theory. Yeah, why does it send me back the way I came? The reflection vector is definitely alright, because that's coming through there just fine. Okay. Get reflection vector. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I'll move into another question, but it'd be messing around with these values, I'm sure, to get it more right. But yeah. Harrison, Ryan, do you prefer state trees or behavior trees to set up AI behavior? Depends on the mood I'm in and what I actually want to get out of it. I find behavior trees are quicker to set up. State trees are a lot more flexible. You can do a lot more things with them. But yeah, they can be a bit fiddly if you're not used to them, and they're weird. Like, because there's so many ways you can use it. It can get really weird with it, but yeah. So the question I had from Twitch from G1, I have a question to make a shelf system like in a market simulator. A player can place product on the shelf. I don't know if that is like a physics-based thing or not a physics-based thing. Market simulator is. Let me have a look at what that is. Market simulator. Oh, do you mean like hold on, no, what do you mean? You're talking about the how like it like filters in like bits. So you're not replacing one at a time, you're replacing loads at a time. Need more footage of it doing the actual stacking. Yeah, I guess. So I play hold a box like water and stack. Hello. Hi 2XP. Good question. How would you actually do something like that in an efficient way without having like unoptimized rubbish going on? What would be the best way of doing that? Especially seeing them fling out of what you're holding into something else. That's interesting. So all this stuff would be instant stack meshes. That's for one. But it's a matter of like animating them. That's the question. Like, I feel like what you need to do is set up an actual shelving system. So let's have like an actor, like a shelf here, and this itself would contain like the stacking sort of queue essentially. So let's say that's a shelf there. I'll put stuff on the shelf in like various lanes or something. I feel like you'd have to do a child actor maybe, or yeah, I don't know. Uh, how would do this? It's interesting. It's the animation part that's throwing me. I can make it pop. That's simple enough. Without having just do move component too, because ideally you don't want to do a stack mesh because there's so many of them. You want to use instant stack meshes. So like you'd have an instance like mesh set up. So that could be like one element here, you know, whatever it may be. And then you set up the instance seeds to basically go back on it. So I'll give you an example of that actually. Just make a basic thing here. Let's just do like a packet of chips or something. We'll do 10, 15, 20. There you go. Packet of chips. Yeah, so you have this, for example, and in your shelf you would have that set to be the mesh there. Oh, didn't say. It was called box something or other, wasn't it? Box, that one. Okay, so obviously it doesn't show because we haven't added any seeds to it. But if I go to the variables here, we can have an chip packets as an integer, and we'll do it on a construction script. We do a for loop, not for each, for loop. There we go. And we'll put that in the last index. And you just take the instance mesh in here, add instance. Like that. Split that. And it would go, what way would it go? In the X coordinate, so, oops. Split that again. It'd be this. Well, it'd be this multiplied by, it's 5, so we'll do 6. I'll make it 5 thick, so we'll do 6 there. Into that. So, drag out the shelf. Like so. And, and make the chip packets here editable. Just realised the rotation of these is going to be wrong. Yeah. Let's fix the rotation of it. There we are. Oh, yeah, it's going to be that way now. Yeah, damn it. Hold on. It's going to be in the y-axis, not the x now. Yeah, like you can, that's easy enough to do. Because instance like meshes, it's cheaper. I say it's just the animation part. I can only imagine that what they could be doing is doing move component 2 a lot. And because the game isn't got much going on, they are getting away with it being so unoptimized. I think that may be what they're doing. Maybe. I don't know. That's something I would have to think about. I have to think about that one. Tricky. Yeah. Interesting. Sinian. Hey Ryan, can you easily switch behavior trees within a character to switch roles in NPC? Yeah, you just do run behavior tree, and that's it. Nothing more to it than that. So in your controller, imagine the AI controller or whatever, just call run behavior tree. I'm not in the controller, but yeah, just run behavior tree, and yeah, that'd be fine. It'll stop the previous one, do this one instead. That's all. Yes, thank you. Legends never die. When opening an inventory, how do you reset the cursor to the center every time? Yeah, no problem. Show that. So let me just make a basic UI thing. Dum, 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 dum. Something like this. And then when I push a button, we'll do debug 2 this time. We'll just create that widget and put it on the screen. Okay. And new widget blueprint. Yep. Skipping steps. And if it's valid, not valid, we're going to this lot. If it is valid, we do remove from parent and clear it. So we've got a toggle. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so resetting the cursor to the center of the screen. So on the widget, first of all, I need to show the mouse cursor. So on event construct here, we're going to get the player controller. And I want to do set show mouse cursor. Okay. And then to change the position of the mouse cursor, from the controller here, you can do set cursor, no, set mouse position. There we are. And you want to give it the coordinates that you want to put it into. So in this case, we want to get the center of the screen. So we'll get from the player controller here, get viewport size, divide it by 2. Divide that by 2. Okay, so it should be in the center every time. So it's over here now. And if I move over there, it resets to the center. Yeah. That's how you do that. This is also how you do things like having an on-screen cursor you control with gamepad. You just put in inputs to the gamepad to move a cursor around, and then when you click, you just activate the click event. Yeah. In the Discord channel, let me have a look. In the Discord channel, 1 second. Oh, smarter, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of conversations going on here. In case I'm not around and miss Wednesday and question time happens, if I have an actor spawn tile, these are placed at specific points in the map, and I want the server to manage when a player can and can't see this individually, how do you go about doing this? I'm assuming this is to do set visibility of the mesh within the actor, as actor no see your setting is visible on the actor is unique to the owner. Ideally, this would be based on whether a variable in the player state is valid for not for each individual player. If you want the server to change its visibility, you've got the owner no see and owner see. So all the tiles that in your map are going to be placed in the map are going to be owned by the server by default. So if you were to change it to only owner see, that way only the server would see them. But if you want, if you're doing listener server, which I know you are doing listener server for that game, you'll have to do a cast out, a multicast out to control the visibility of that actor. Basically, yeah. So, the server will get the command to, or has the command to hide it or show it, and they just multicast out the visibility change to everyone else. Sinian, what you're describing there of NPCs interacting with each other, like going to a bar and all that, is what you use smart objects for. Which on Patreon we have got 3 episodes of smart object tutorial up, which is really cool. We've got currently actors going to a scene, going over to a table booth, and then seating themselves at a table booth. Next part is going to have a waiter come over to that table booth and determine when someone new sat down and take their order. And yeah, it's a similar sort of concept to what you're describing. So we can alert when a table, or in this case a stool at a bar, has been occupied. But yeah, it would be that. Ignis, we are on episode. They're all done. We had to re-edit number 9 and 10 because OBS crashed out and we lost a lot of footage and like things. So we've had to go back and re-film this. Episode 9 will be out on Patreon later today, before I go to bed. And episode 10, I've just got to re-record the outro for it, and then it's done. Yeah, OBS is a pig. It caused all sorts of problems. Hello. It just crapped out, and everything just went silent for a big chunk of that video. So I had to go back and re-record it, and absolute nightmare. But yes, it is all done. It's just got to re-record the final outro, and it's done. Yeah, getting there. Thanks, Jack. Good to hear from you. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna take one more question probably. Let's take a look. Hey Ryan, I'm making an upgrade system like Vampire Survivors. Is there a way to execute code based on a data asset? For example, increase speed or health or add a new attack? Yeah, you can do. So if you're doing a data asset, you'll have something like this. Okay, so do primary data asset. And this is one of the nice things about data assets is that ability. So I'm going to DA upgrades here. Get variables, and we'll say this is going to add a speed variable in it. It will have loads of others on it, but we'll just do speed for now. And let's say on my character, we'll do another debug key 3 here. I'm going to give myself an upgrade of that data asset. Okay, so we'll have a function here is apply upgrade. Okay, so this may be coming from like a UI option or whatever. But ultimately, you're going to have like a data asset come through here from that UI. So DA upgrade will come through there. And then from there, you can do various things. You can either just get the value directly. Yeah. So you can get speed like that and then add it onto your character. Or you can make a function inside your data asset to handle that as well. So, for example, if it's going to be more of like a curve and other things going on to it, you can make a function here is upgrade speed. And the value coming into here could be coming from the player character. So we'll do, what's that, first person character. And this is what I really like about data assets, is this ability to have functions on them. You know, you can't write to them, okay, but you can do stuff with them. Okay, so I can take the speed in here, take the character, get the character movement component, get the max walk speed that we currently got, do whatever mumbo jumbo algorithm I want to do. I'm going to do add and then spit it back out. Like that. As I mentioned, you can't edit it directly, so you can't do set max walk speed here. At least I don't think you can. I'm double check now. It certainly can't. There. Oh, it might let us. Cool. All right. Cool. If it lets us, sweet, we'll take it. So yeah, you can modify it. Values on other objects probably then. So yeah, to go back to our character here, and we'll do upgrade speed self. And on the event graph, we'll just call apply upgrade. And just give it that data asset. Of 100. Okay, so back on here. There you go. So for my debug, if I hit 3, I'm going to get that upgrade. Or not move at all. There we go. I'm just spamming 3 now. Yeah. So you can do interesting things like that. And that's why I like data, is because you can do functions like that. So I would have done things like, okay, this is the character's current speed. What is their new speed going to be? And we can do functionality in that space. You can go quite complex with it. So you could do it so when you go to apply the upgrade, rather than call upgrade speed, you may want to upgrade a tag on it, and then you can make it then filter out what it's going to do inside the data asset by calling other functions within this function. Again, flexibility is the name of the game here, so you've got a load of options you can do to accomplish that. Yeah, for cleaning the floor, you're looking at materials. Decals are going to be a thing, or vertex painting is also a good one to do as well. Yeah. But that will have to do for tonight. I really enjoyed making the cryptex personally. Proper chuffed at how that turned out. Makes me want to put a cryptex in other games that I've worked on, because this is cool. But yeah. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your questions. It's been good fun. If you like what I'm doing here and want to support the channel, please head over to patreon.com/Ryan Laley, where you can support the channel over there. Now, if you want private sessions, you've actually got 2 options about it. You can either get private sessions from the website at ryanlaley.com, or if you become a Diamond Patreon member, you actually get them for a much, much more discounted rate. Only 1 per month, but you get a much discounted rate. So head over to there if you want a private session as well, where we can help you out on your particular game, specific issues, or help you just train you in different areas, maybe. So yeah, it'd be really cool to see more of you next time in our podcast. We've got on Tuesday. Me and Bill are back again chatting away, and we'll be back again as well next week for question time. Yeah, I'm tired. So I'm going to call it night there. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao.
You think you've got my number figured out? A motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun.